Feeling lonely? Let's talk about it. Give me some rock and roll! What's up, YouTube? It's this guy, Jeremy McDonald. Let me hear you say it. One of your very favorite people with Parkinson's. Of course, it's Jeremy, also known as J Mac, Jeremy Mac. Let's do this thing. All right, you know who it is. This guy, one of your very favorite people with Parkinson's, like the intro said. Of course, I'm Jeremy Mac, Jeremy McDonald. Email me at jmacpodcaster@gmail.com and on Instagram at jeremymac76. Leave me comments. Love hearing from you guys. All right, let's talk about something it's coming to be the holiday season again, and this is where it gets kind of dicey for anybody with disability or Parkinson's or both or MS, any chronic condition that makes it difficult for you to move and or interact socially. For those of us who've had Parkinson's for a long time, we understand that interacting socially can be difficult when we're off or even when we're on, depending on where the side effects of our medication kicks in. And what kind of got me on this topic, I was actually thinking about doing another subject, talking about my upcoming MDS appointment, which will be my last with this current doctor because she's moving, and I'll talk about that probably next week because I got my appointment tomorrow and I'm not looking forward to it. But what got me on this subject was I had a friend tell another one of my friends. It's a new friend that I made, and this person said, well, it's such a shame that Jay has Parkinson's because I think we could be really good friends. And I know at first you could sound like that's a little bit like offensive, but I took it for what it was. This person really wanted to be friends with me, really wanted to hang out with me, but it's very difficult. We don't live close. Hell, even I do live just a couple miles from people. It's very difficult for me to get in and out of their house. So I don't leave the house very often, except to do like my morning walk, which I did this morning, got about 1.5 miles. It's starting to get chilly in St. Louis, but it was a nice, good walk. So that kind of stuck with me, and I started thinking about the upcoming holidays. I also got another message from somebody that is very dear to me, and they said, we will miss you on the holidays because they know I can't travel. I can't, hell, it's hard enough for me to get them to go to the bathroom, to be completely honest with you. So I just wanted to kind of address the concept or the subject of loneliness and or isolation. I think isolation can be a stronger word, but I think some of us fall into that category. We're just so ill or so just depressed that it's very, very hard for us to get out of the house to do anything. Once again, could be Parkinson's, could be MS, could be a stroke. Hell, it could be bladder problems or incontinent problems that make it embarrassing for you to like have an accident in a public setting. And there's this kind of gloom that comes over us disabled folks, at least the ones I've talked to, not everybody, when it comes to holidays, because we are probably going to miss out on a lot of the fun. We got the FOMO, fear of missing out. We know relatives want to see us, and sometimes you don't want to see those relatives, and I totally get that. I have relatives, I have no I don't want to see them on holiday or any other time. But there's also very dear friends and relatives that I would like to see that I cannot see, and they have to come to me. And went back to the subject of the person who said, I think I could be really good friends with Jay if he didn't have Parkinson's. I think that's true, and I get that kind of feeling from a lot of different people, maybe not expressed that much, but like, we missed you at the party. They know when back in my younger days, in my healthier days, I was the life of the party. Now, I'm not saying I would get 5 Jack and Cokes deep and strip down to my undies and run around the backyard in the middle of the night like I used to. God, the stories that this house could tell. But just the simple fact of my personality, my sense of humor, and those type of things. But it can be isolating, and I kind of was trying to think about the difference between kind of separating yourself and isolating yourself. I try to separate myself when I don't feel good. I try not to isolate myself. In fact, I spend probably every day, I probably spend at least an hour on the phone. I've got phone calls I got to make. I apologize to people that have called me that I've not got back to. It's been kind of hectic. I'll eventually get around to you. But that's one way that I fight the isolation. Isolation is almost like, I think of like the isolation cells in prison where you kind of get thrown there. It's almost a punishment. And with disabilities, it's like, there's part of me that says, what did I do to deserve this? Well, like Clint Eastwood said in The Unforgiven, deserve's got nothing to do with it. I didn't deserve to get Parkinson's. You didn't deserve to get Parkinson's or whatever ails you. Just one of them things. So I would just tell you, as much as possible, if you can get out, obviously be safe. If you don't feel safe walking, and/or I got to tell you, the side effects of these Parkinson's medications can be really, really overwhelming. I guess that sometimes they can look a little bit like epilepsy. To me, it's like your body kind of goes into a spasm. Now, with epilepsy, as far as I know, we'll talk about debilitating illness. That'd be hard to do socialize. With epilepsy, I could be wrong, but I think there's kind of a loss of consciousness temporarily. Parkies, as far as I know, I've never lost consciousness during one of my, not seizures, but one of like the transition parts of my medicine where I can't stop moving my legs or my arms or my back tweaks. But it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Sometimes it's downright dangerous. I mean, if you look back to my videos, maybe I'll put a link to the one where I broke the toilet. Imagine going over to somebody's house for the holidays and you break their damn toilet. You don't want to do that. So be safe. If you can get out, please do. But Parkinson's specifically makes us act weird, move weird, talk weird. I think back to my working days before I was diagnosed. I had this Vietnam vet tell me I was really struggling. I probably had that 100-yard stare, that kind of wide-eyed stare. I was exhausted. I was doing something that required me to move really quickly in a circle. I was wrapping this pallet, and I got really dizzy. And he looked at me. He goes, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing. I'm just tired." He goes, "You're the kind of kid we'd leave in the jungle back in Nam." I'm like, wow, that's kind of harsh. And I got more than one comment like that. Now, I don't take it to heart. I mean, I was acting weird. I didn't know it. I felt odd, but I didn't know how odd I was acting. So, once again, it's like we've got to fight it. And trust me, I fight it, but sometimes you just can't fight it. Sometimes the side effects of your medication or the debilitating aspects of your disease make it almost impossible to go out. I mean, like me, I can't eat food. I can't eat anything with protein. My stomach is very sensitive. And if I go out to a holiday gathering and they got turkey, mashed potatoes, I can't eat because it'll lock up my system. So basically, with me, I have to eat protein right before I go to bed, right when I wake up in the morning. My days are spent protein free, and you know the thing of going over to somebody's house and filling up on holiday meals, I can't do that. So I would basically just have to sit, eat crackers the whole time, hope my medicine didn't create dramatic side effects, and then have to stumble in and out of the house. It is isolating. I got to tell you, sometimes I get damn angry about it. I mean, I remember at work, I've always been the kind of person that prided myself on having a large variety of friends. I miss my Latin buddies, my Guatemalan buddies, de Guatemala. Used to go over to their house for tamales. They would invite me in, and I learned a lot of Spanish from them. Que pasa, amigos? Now that they've all moved away, obviously they were here on work permits, and it's kind of a transient kind of community to some extent. But I miss them. I miss that I lost touch with them. My African American buddies, I call them the brothers. I miss some of my brothers. I love hanging out with different cultures and stuff. I miss it. Could I in fact go hang out with these people? Maybe, but I've lost touch with a lot of them because of my illness. And then there's the whole thing of some people can't handle a changed person. They remember me one way. I'm not that guy anymore. I mean, I am inside, but I'm 48. I've had Parkinson's for almost 12 years. It's been a rough slog, and the age has started to show the disease is more noticeable than it ever was before. So I don't want to complain, but I tell you what, if you are listening to this and you do not have Parkinson's or you do not have a disability, give your disabled friend a call. Give them a call. Just ask if you can come over and hang out with them for a bit. That's how I get through this thing. I've got some great close friends, just a handful of close friends that come visit me. I've got a couple relatives on my wife's side that I love dearly. They come visit me. That's how I get through. So just, I guess, to the non-disabled people, the normies, I've never been normal. Just think about that in these coming weeks and during the holidays, and maybe think, maybe I should give old Billy Joe Bob a call, or whatever the hell your friend's name is. All right, I got one more thing before I go. I actually found this at the DVD store. Yeah, I still buy DVDs. Freaks and Geeks. I really love this show. It was made, I think, in 99, 2000. It's got Seth Rogen, James Franco, Linda Cardellini, Jason Segel. A little pricey. I'm sure you could probably do better than $30, but great show. I love this show. I was born in '76. This movie or this show. It's only one season. It was canceled after one season, but it's really good. This is basically about kids growing up in the late '70s, early '80s, and I can kind of relate somewhat, even though I was homeschooled for a lot of my education. But I do remember that this kind of coming of age thing and the freaks and geeks. The geeks, of course, being the nerd. I would have been one of the nerds with the dorks wearing Star Wars T-shirt, and then the freaks, which I guess are like the wild kids with the smoking cigarettes and all that. So, recommendation for you can probably find this on Amazon or something, or like streaming. Recommendation for the week: Freaks and Geeks. That's all I got. Peace and love from my green throne in St. Louis, Missouri.